Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having another great day today. Well, today we're going to be reviewing an accessory from EVBase, and they're going to be the crossbars, and they're in this box right here, so I'm going ahead and unbox them. And I do have the crossbars that I originally bought from Rivian with my R1T, and so we'll just be kind of compare and contrast both of these. And yeah, these are pretty nice. These are pretty heavy also. And so first thing we're going to do is go ahead and unbox these, and we're going to see what they're like. So let's go ahead and get into this. So first thing I'm going to do is open this box up. Got my handy knife here. And I guess one thing is to note that this box weighs probably around the same amount as that one crossbar. So we're just going to see what we have up in this box. Looks like we have some tools. And here in this, we have some U-bolts, and also, so you have a little wrench in here and a hex key, and also some keys in here. And we'll just set this aside. Then you have your crossbars. And they're nicely wrapped in some bubble wrap. And we have another one here. Yeah, and it shows actually on the back, it shows like front of vehicle. So this part, it's supposed to point toward the front. I guess this is the rounded part, and the pointy part goes towards the back. And also it looks like it has some hex bolts in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this back in the box for now. And we also have yes, this is the right here up front. It says towards the front of the vehicle. And this has an L on here, so I'm assuming this for the left. And you see this also has a keyhole in there. And so we're going to just see how this works out. And this one also, this one has an R on her for right. And then you have two more. I guess the one's for one bar and the other one, so you have four of these. Of course, this comes with some instructions, some installation instructions, along with some safety tips. But just for the purpose of this video, we did install one already, and so I'm going to walk you through how to install them again, so you won't need these. This is relatively easy to put on, surprisingly. You know, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the installation process, and then after that I'm going to take it on the drive to see, you know, if there's any noticeable wind noise. And then I'm also going to compare it to the one that I got, the stock, the one that comes from Rivian, which is, like I said, it's a lot heavier. And I'm going to look and see how much weight this holds. And I'll post the weight in the video if it shows it. But these have a capacity of 200 pounds. And I'm also going to put this on and drive to see if there's any noticeable wind noise with this versus the ones that are on here. And I suspect these will have a lot less because it's one unified piece without this gap in the middle. But let's go ahead and proceed on and put these things on. And what's really aiding in putting this up was these running boards by EVBase. And of course these are from EVBase also. Made it so much easier to put them on. Man, in fact, I'm not sure if how you even be able to get cargo on this vehicle without having some running boards like this to step on. Because look at this. I mean, it just makes it so much easier to install it, you know, with these running boards right here. And I'll leave this link in the description. Also, these are awesome. We have it both for the Rivian R1T over there, and also this Rivian R1S right here. So let me go ahead and show you how to put these things together. And they have some pretty good instructions So right here, this says rear, and it shows that this is supposed to face the front of the vehicle, and really it can only go one way anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and take these both out, and once you be for the, this is for the left side. It also has this nice rubber seal on here also to give it some nice weather protection, and this is aluminum, so this is not plastic, so it's pretty so you know for sure that that's the real deal, and it's pretty thick. I'm not sure what gauge this is. This is probably at least maybe a 10 gauge or 8 gauge aluminum. Feels pretty sturdy. And this is, as you can see, is a lighter gauge. You know, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's like a 12 gauge, but the way it's constructed is pretty well. And you see you have these screws right here. And if you look at the end of this can only go one way. And so this can only go on this way. And so I'm going to go ahead and take these screws out because I'm going to show you how this works. Oh, that's in there pretty tight. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my hex key out, and I'm going to take these out. Okay, these were a lot harder to take out than the other ones were. In fact, I was able to take the other ones out with my hand, and I can barely get it out with this hex key. So I'm not sure there's a machining issue with this one. And why this is important is that, and I'll show you later, but you're going to have to tighten these down while they're already on the vehicle to adjust them. Because the one that comes with Rivian, obviously this is self-adjusting. It slides in and out. But this is more of a permanent type of situation, and I'll show you what I mean. And also, like say you get this, and the way to do this is that it comes with a set of keys, and it has a lock and unlock. So you can just put it in here and unlock it, and then you just pull this off like that, and now you have access to the bolt where the bolts are going. I'm going to show you that later. And so basically with this, like I said, it only goes on one way. And you see it has the arrow facing this way, and also the arrows on the back facing this way. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put those the screws back in, and hopefully I won't have an issue putting them in. Yeah, this screw is messed up, but it did come, this one is messed up, and that might be hard to see. But it did come with an extra screw in the bag. So hopefully this one will work a lot better. And it came with an extra washer also. So that's great. Still tough to put in. The other ones were a lot easier I can just hand screw it in, where I can't do that with these. And I'm glad I was able to put that one on first, so now that I know that it's more so of it just an issue with the machining on this one. And I want to get it torqued down enough to where I can move it, but it won't take as much. I won't have to tighten as much while it's sitting on the roof of the vehicle. So you want to have it to where it still slides like this. So it still moves, and now we're going to put the other side on, and hopefully it'll go a little easier than this side. And this is the hard part also. Well, it wasn't hard with the first one. And hopefully this will be a little easier. And so again, this only goes on one way. You see there's a pointy end and a rounded end. You just slide it on like that and put my screws in. Okay, I got these both on, and they're still you can still move them. They're tightened down enough to where you can still move them and adjust them. So next step is to, I just go ahead and set this here. But take these U-bolts. So there's two of them that comes with these rubber bands, and I'll show you how these go on. And they also recommend that you put a tile or something up here just to protect the roof. But so you have this U-bolt, and you just stick it under here. And then you take this rubber band like so, and you just double the rubber band up like this, and like this, and then you just take it and put it on the bolt like so. And then you just push it down like that, and it holds it up. Pretty easy, pretty ingenious actually. And I just go to do it on the next side also. Yeah, see, these running boards really come in handy, makes this a lot easier than it otherwise would be. So just double up the rubber band. Put it on the U-bolt. And there you go. Then make sure you have both of your end caps off. And just make sure this is off also. Just set that here. And basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to line this up with the bolts that I just put on the roof of the car. And then this is where you want to just make sure you have a tile or something just to protect the roof. And also, before you put it on, you want to make sure that the arrow is pointing towards the front of the vehicle. And then you're just going to try to get it in that hole. And then same on this side, and that just went right in. Next, I'm going to put my bolts in. I'm just going to hand tighten them down just to get them on here, and then I'm going to go check the other side. And it comes with these nuts right here. And I'm going to go check the other side, make sure it's lined up properly. And thankfully it came with an extra nut because I did drop one. I'm not sure where it fell. And it also came with this tool here. And so I can just take this and tighten this down. And make sure that this rubber grommet goes down inside of here also. Okay, now I'm going to tighten the other side up. And just tighten these down also. And turn these clockwise. And just, you know, going back and forth to make sure these that it's even. And this does have a little hole in it, so you can get the this over the bolt. So now the next step would be to tighten these two bolts down under here. And we're going to tighten the other side up. And again, counterclockwise on this side also. All right, that's pretty sturdy. That's pretty sturdy. Okay, last step. Okay, last step is to put these end caps on. And so you just take this, and it has these three things right here, just slide into the slot like so. And then you lock it down. And these are plastic, by the way. And same with this side here. Slide it in. Slide it in, lock it down. And you see that is pretty sturdy, no movement. And also the cool thing about the R1S is that you have this other additional anchor point right here too. So if you had 3 of these, or if you want to move this from this position to this position, you can do that, like if you're carrying a boat or something like that, or a bigger tent. But you have 3. You know, 3 points up here. All right, besides those screws, this second was a lot more challenging than the first one. The first one just took a few minutes to put in. And the second was more challenging because those bolts weren't machined properly. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this thing for a spin, and I'm gonna check to see if there's any wind noise or anything like that. And I'll see you all back later. So now I'm in the Rivian R1S and I'm about to get on the highway. I'm gonna see how much wind noise is gonna be transmitted. I suspect some, because obviously there's some on the roof, and that's an aerodynamic force, obviously. So I suspect to hear something. I don't have the radio, the air conditioner is on low, so it's fairly quiet in the vehicle. Okay, right now I'm going about 66, 67 miles an hour. And I do notice something, I think. But not much over the normal road noise that you were hear. But I'm at 60 miles an hour. I don't notice any additional wind noise. And then that may be the way these are designed. They're a lot sleeker than the ones that Rivian make, and plus they don't have that channel in the middle. Of course, that means you may not be able to get certain Rivian items on here, and I have to check to see what those may be. But if you're just putting luggage on the roof, absolutely, these will definitely suffice for that. So I'm going to turn around at this next exit and then head back home, and I'm going to give you all my final wrap up, and I'll see you all back then. So I just completed my test drive, and now I'm going to give you my overview of these crossbars, and I'm going to compare with the ones that come from Rivian and just give you the kind of pros and cons of these. First of all, I'm going to stick these up there. These are the ones from Rivian, and the nice thing about this is these things slide. They're really adjustable, and they're pretty easy to put on. So you can just stretch them across the vehicle. These are quite heavy. And so the ones from Rivian are obviously very easy to put on, and there is no putting it together. They're easy to remove. You know, so you want to take them off, you just press this in and pull them up and take them off. They're pretty hefty. Yeah, so great. But I'm not sure about the wind noise on this, because it does have this groove in the middle where it's definitely going to catch wind. So I suspect this to be a lot noisier than these here, which are a lot sleeker. And so I'm just going to give you the pros and cons of the Rivian crossbars versus the ones from EVBase. Obviously easy to put on, easier to take off. And with these, you see that you have to actually unscrew these to take them off. So if you do put these on, I wouldn't recommend them if you have to take them on and off frequently, like with my Rivian R1T over there. And as you can see, I have my water barrel in there. I'm gonna have to go water my trees again today. But obviously I can't have my crossbars in, so something more, I won't say this is permanent, but it's a lot more difficult to remove than these. So I use my truck as a truck, so something like this is not going to be an optimal solution for me. But for a vehicle like this, yes, you can just leave these up here, because how often, I mean, because it's not really interfering with anything. I say the worst thing is that you may have some additional noise, and that's not going to be, no matter what type of crossbars you put up here, you're going to have noise on here, because it's introducing another aerodynamic force. But I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of wind noise that did come in. I thought it was going to be a lot louder than they were, but they really weren't. So those are the pros with the Rivian. Now the downside is that a set of these costs $650. That's quite expensive. And you can get a set of these, especially if you use my discount code MANVILLE, you get a 20% discount. You can get 2 sets of these for less than 1 set of these. So if you have a Rivian R1T, you can get one for your bed of your truck and also for your roof. So you can get, and it still be less than this. Yeah, so, and they're nice looking, they're black. You know, so I really like this color, whereas Rivian does sell some black crossbars now. They do sell them, you can't get them in the gear shop. But like I said, they're $650. When I got mine, they were $400. But there you have it. And again, I just mentioned my discount code again, MANVILLE, 20% off. They look great. Yes, you do have to assemble them, but for the amount you're saving, absolutely great. And the only other recommendation I would have for the company is just make sure those screw holes are machined properly, because it was difficult trying to. The one set was perfect. That was perfect. This one was a little more challenging. But outside of that, awesome. I recommend them. So I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to purchase some of these, and also I'll leave the running board link also, because I really love these running boards. But that's all I have for today. I'd like to thank you for joining me once again, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.